Today, nearly 1 million divorces take place each year in the U.S. for those involved. This can be a very complex experience, both emotionally and financially. So, which is tougher to navigate? Well, a new study from Fidelity Investments finds that for most, the emotional aspects feel most difficult to deal with up front. But once a divorce is final, it's the financial stress that can sometimes be greater and longer lasting. Well, Meredith Stoddard from Fidelity joins us this morning to talk more about this study and share tips to help navigate the financial aspects of divorce. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So this is interesting. I think finances can be extremely difficult, I think even in the best marriages. So it is no surprise to me that it's also an issue in divorces, right? So what was eye-opening for you when you looked at the results?
Absolutely. Divorce is one of those life events that upends nearly every aspect of people's lives. The emotional is definitely the most overwhelming at the beginning, and the financial piece is really intense. What we found was that 75% of people winged it. And what that meant was that they figured out things along the way. The good news is that a lot of people were able to take some steps and put together a semblance of a roadmap that made it a lot easier to get through the process.
Well, and I think when you are dealing with so much, it might be hard to figure out who can help you along with that process. What is your advice there?
Absolutely.
What should people be doing?
We asked people what their biggest regrets were as they came out the other side of a divorce, and people told us three key themes. One is that they wish they had been more involved in the finances earlier on. Rolling up your sleeves on it and having a sense of where you are makes a huge difference. Two is that they wish that they kept their emotions in check more. Of course, that's a lot easier said than done, but getting some help and support to do that, whether that be friends, family members, a therapist, a support group, can really help you process those emotions so that the overall progress throughout the divorce process can be much more constructive as you chip away at the financial.
So where do you turn for that? Because my first thought is, okay, each party has lawyers. Are they the ones that are helping you navigate that? I mean, where do you go?
Yeah, so we've put together a roadmap, and when I say roadmap, a roadmap does not have to be this big daunting formal thing. What we recommend is that you start by documenting what you know. So it could be as simple as, what are your credit cards? What's your mortgage? Where are your accounts? Where's your bank account? Where are retirement accounts? You don't have to figure it out all in one day, but putting that documentation together is confidence inspiring for people who want to get a sense of where they are, and it really helps to formulate a clear picture for what your wishes are down the road, whether that be putting together a financial plan or a co-parenting plan. The other piece that is really critical is building a team, and that team can be a financial advisor, as you mentioned, a mediator or an attorney to help represent your interests throughout the process, as well as having that support system in place to help you with the emotional aspects.
What do you think as we get ready to close here? What are those biggest mistakes? Is it that people just, like you said, 75% of people are just winging it and not getting, reaching out for help?
Yeah, people say that they were caught off guard in the process by the little things tripping them up. 40% of people had a really hard time with pet custody, and that's one of those things that you don't really think about as you're starting off on the journey. So sometimes the little things can become bigger. What we recommend is that you start small, chip away at it. We put together a roadmap on fidelity.com/life events in order to help people make sense of the process, and hopefully make what can be a really daunting process get easier. And we also want to leave people with the sense that it does get easier, both financially and emotionally, as you come to the other side of it.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. Meredith, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.